that ACE is a space for nice. ACE is really a space for everybody, like for all the relevant majors. We have majors spanning like, computer engineering, computer science, electrical, which is something I'd like to maybe get a little bit more involved in, like hardware and electrical. I know I have a lot of friends from both sides, and a lot of people express interest, so that's one thing I'd aim at, maybe expanding kind of like the duality of that. I really like ACE because we focus on the future. We focus on not just having you succeed here at UF, but also in the future. So I would definitely have a strong emphasis on professional development. That's something I'm really passionate about. I know other people are really passionate about it too. But yeah, we want to see you succeed here and out of school as well. So that's something I'd definitely be focusing on. My philosophy in life is work hard, play hard. A lot of us work hard in class. I know that. We're all really smart. We work hard. We study all day. So we should also have an outlet to, unwind and get to know people on a personal level. So yeah, I'd have a focus on socials and game nights and stuff, especially since things are starting to get a little bit less tricky. I mean, I just want to, give credit to the current e-board. That was a weird year, 2021 and 2020 before that. So yeah, no, they did a great job, and we've had a lot of fun already, but I definitely would like to see that be a bit more, easy, just because things are easing up. So I was thinking maybe even if we could do like field trips, that'd be interesting, but I'm just thinking ahead. Another thing that I really am passionate about is inter-club collaboration, because a lot of us have skills that everyone needs, like programming. Everybody needs programming. Everyone needs computer scientists. Everyone needs coders. So I think that would be an interesting thing to do on campus, collaborate with other engineering clubs, not in the computer or ECE or anything field, because they build machines and they need people to do good coding, and we have the best coders on campus. And then another thing, I just want to, I've already mentioned it, but I just want to keep the momentum from 2021. Our wonderful e-board has done a great job at, maintaining ACE and making sure that it's an active club and it's a great space for everybody to come attend. So yeah, that's something I'd want to just keep the ball rolling and just, improve upon that. And I just basically, if you vote for me, that's basically what I stand for. But yeah, thank you very much. And I want to give a big round of applause to our current e-board. And then basically that's all I had to say, but yeah, thank you. And I hope you consider me. Thanks.
Hype. I don't know what the next slide is, but what we're going to do is, yeah, you can go back. So Fatima, if you can go in the back really quick, just for like a minute or two. Yeah. So what we do is, if you remember from the instructions, so we come up with 3 questions. Fatima will come back and give a brief 1-minute answer to each of them. Right. So does anybody have an idea for a question? Otherwise, I'll make my own. But what's up? It's a good question. So clarification on field trips, local companies, or what do you think? Okay. Anybody else? Yeah. Gotcha. Sounds good. Anybody else? What's up? Sounds good. Awesome. So if you're on Zoom, you'll hear the questions. I'll repeat them into the mic. But if someone can just open the door real quick and let Fatima in. I don't think she can hear us. Thanks. Oh, dang, she went outside. Yeah. That There she is. So as you walk over, I'll repeat the first question, I guess. So the first question was just about your idea for field trips. I guess what you specifically have in mind. So would you think about taking field trips to local software companies or just, places in Gainesville, or what you were thinking?
So as far as field trips go, could really be anything. I was thinking if there's science museums, or even if it's software companies in nearby cities that'd be really nice. I know the logistics of that could get tricky. So I don't really take it lightly if I say like, oh, we're going to go to another city. We'd of course have to arrange for that. But field trips could also be, things like going to like Lake Wahlberg or just going out for, some fun somewhere off campus. So yeah, that's my idea of a field trip. But yeah, thank you.
And like, this is before many people's time, but I think Ace took a big field trip to Lake Wahlberg a couple of years ago. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so second question was, what are your plans to, or do you have any plans to specifically benefit the Gainesville community?
Absolutely. I know we've talked about it before, collaborating with high schoolers or even kids younger than that, which is something I'm really passionate about. I wasn't really exposed to anything computer science or engineering as a kid in school. So I think that that's something that would be very nice to foster in people when they're younger. A lot of the concepts are really cool and really relevant to the changing world. So I think that'd be really nice to get that instilled in children too. So mostly it would be school related, but if we could do things like charity, that'd be also awesome.
Awesome. And the last question was, what are your plans to improve upon what we've already done in this past year?
I guess plans to improve upon it. I haven't been at UF very long, so I'm sure that Ace has done a lot of great things previously, and Ace has done really great things last year too. I really want to kind of restore us to a place where we can feel, comfortable on campus. It's been a little bit tricky as you've had a lot of protocol to deal with. Everyone has. So mostly I want to get to a point where we're super comfortable doing as much as we can on campus. As far as improvements go, I think one thing I can really think of is once people are more comfortable with it, maybe doing like homework sessions or like a place where people could just meet up at Marston and just do their homework together, which is really cool. Something I wish I could be doing now, but I don't have a lot of friends in class, but that's okay.
Yeah, catch me at Marston Basement after this. Everybody wants to join. Awesome. Yeah, can we give a big round of applause for Fatima? Cool. So we can go on to vice president now. First up is Nick.
How are you guys doing? My name is Nicholas Esposito. I'm a second year data science major. I'm currently the mentorship chair, but I'm running for vice president. Start off, applause for the 2021 e-board. They did a great job throughout the pandemic. I can't even imagine having to deal with all Zooms and protocols and whatnot. So thank you to you guys for making, I've been in ACE for a year and they've made it an amazing experience. So. So one thing that I want to hit on is workshops for everyone. We want to cover as many ideas as possible. And one way that we could do that is allow anyone and everyone to host a workshop. There's some really obscure topics that you may find interesting and you want to teach others about it. So providing that opportunity for every ACE member to come up here and teach what they know and share with other ACE members be a great point to focus on for this upcoming year. As Fatima mentioned, increased collaborations with other organizations, not just programming focused, but other orgs where we can kind of bring our skills and help them out, and we can take their skills back and work on our own. Whether it's workshops, regular events, socials, whatnot. I want to continue to expand ACE's presence on social media. Fatima's done a great job on social media so far this year, and I think as we continue to grow, social media will grow with it. That'll help bring in new members, retain old members and whatnot, as well as connect with past ACE members, maybe like alumni. ACE office hours, this will become easier as we kind of continue to transition back into normal UF operations, but I want ACE office hours to be like a one-stop shop for all ACE members where you can come. You can get professional advice, whether it's like a mock interview or resume review, academic advice, scheduling, homework help, or if you just want to have lunch with a friend, you want to come into the office and sit for an hour and talk about whatever, eat some lunch, make a friend, whatnot. I think it would be a great way to kind of grow ACE as a family among our members. And then I want to introduce a way for ACE members to provide feedback at the end of the semester so that we can improve semester to semester based on what you guys think. However that may be, it could be a Q&A session where we have the e-board up here and you guys just hit us with questions and we fire away and whatnot. But yeah, a way for you guys to get involved, even if you're not in a position where you can make change. I want there to be a way so that you guys can see those changes semester to semester. And then, yeah, I'm running for vice president, so thank you for consideration.
Cool. What we'll do is, I think we want to specify the 3 questions per person, I think. So if you can go out now and we'll come up with our questions. So, yeah, so same thing as last time. We need to think of 3 questions for Nick. So does anybody have an idea? He's leaving. Yeah, he's out of here. Okay, we're good. What's up? Gotcha. We might split that into 2 questions then. So first one, what actions will you take in order to like have workshops for everyone and expand the amount of workshops we have? The second one, what is your vision of ACE office hours and can you elaborate basically? So that's 2 questions, I guess. Anybody got one more question for Nick? True. Cool. That was quick. Sorry to make you do that again, but can you go grab Nick? Thanks. You'll be, if somebody wants, if one of the chairs can go back there and like do it next time, I feel bad. Wait, what? I never knew the camera could do that or like go that far back. That's cool. No, I think Chris is having a great time. So let me read off the questions and then we can start. Right. So the first question was, can you elaborate on your idea to expand workshops for everyone and increase the number of workshops that we have?
So currently a majority of the workshops that we run are kind of run by the e-board or by chair members. I kind of want, we have a sign up sheet, but we haven't made use of it so far. So I want to kind of work towards point where we put out a sheet and you fill it out and you pick a date. Anyone can come up and host whatever they want to share. It can be a language that they've learned. It could be hardware, something with hardware, whatever you guys want to do. You can come up, you can pick a workshop date. We'll book a room for you and you can share it with other ACE members. So that'll help us kind of get a more variety of topics as well as get you guys involved in topics that we may not think of or that we might not have the time to share ourselves.
Cool. Great. And the second question was, could you elaborate, I guess, on your idea of what ACE office hours would be and what that looked like?
So very similar to TA office hours or like professor office hours, where we'll have all the ACE officers and chairs will have an hour blocked out of the day where you can sign up and you can go into the ACE office or you can meet up at a library, somewhere to eat, whatnot. And just you have an hour with that person and you can use that for, like I said before, resume reviews, a mock interview. You just let them know beforehand, like what the purpose of the meeting is. And then you spend an hour or half an hour, whatever you want to block out one-on-one with the officer or with the chair.
Hype. And then the last question was, could you expand a little bit on your idea of increasing ACE's presence on social media? If you have any like concrete ideas.
So kind of continuing to grow right now, Instagram, we have the announcements through Facebook. One idea that I had was LinkedIn, because if you connect with ACE on LinkedIn, we could also have alumni members or alumni of ACE connect on LinkedIn or connect to the ACE account on LinkedIn. And then you can communicate with those alumni via ACE's LinkedIn. So I think that would serve as a great way to develop professionally because we have Instagram, Facebook, where it's more on the social side. LinkedIn would be provide an avenue to connect with other ACE members professionally.
Great. Let's give a hand for Nick. So we have one more person running for VP, William, and he's on Zoom. So what I'll do is I'll mute, and William, you can go ahead and start your.
Yeah,
spiel.
sorry, I have to be on Zoom for this, everyone. But at the moment, I'm actually I actually have the flu right now, and I'd rather not show up and infect everyone there. Have to make you all undergo quarantine like I'm under. So, don't expect too much from this, and I'll try to be quick. Just some basic things. I'm a third year double major. I'm double majoring in computer science and in mathematics, and there's quite a bit I want to try to get done if I do get elected as vice president. I guess the main thing is about recruitment of new members. I'm as big of a proponent as I am for social media. I am also the kind of person that understands that maybe some platforms people aren't extremely active on, or that just a lot of people have a hard time focusing on or dealing with. And for this, knowing this, I feel I am also more of a big proponent of upfront recruitment. And the benefit of recruitment for all of you is that with more members, there's likely going to be a lot of better connections for you. So I promise that if I get elected, we will have more recruitment and better connections for all of you that will hopefully help you out in the long run. I'll also try to help out with long-term academic performance and internship collection. We have a lot of different majors in ACE, like computer science, electrical engineers, computer engineers, software engineers, data science, you name it. I intend to help out with more workshops, like some of the more practical ones we had, like the AWS with real world skills. I intend to promote those a lot more often than some of the other ones. I'm also very curious to hear what you all have to say, if you all have any particular skills that you'd like to bring to the table. And hopefully I really do want us to have more of these workshops so that we can just improve our skills overall and ultimately just give us a lot better of a chance in the real world once we start looking at internships and start looking at like long-term careers and everything of that nature. But also focusing on the short term, I intend to help more with academic planning events. I know we had one a few weeks ago, I want to say, and that was, from everyone I've heard, it seemed like those are immensely helpful. I intend to do a few more of those, and that really help in guiding people's paths over the semesters to hopefully make it easy and workable enough for them to get through them all. I also intend to promote a lot more reminders for just general ACE office hours. I feel that while people are aware that office hours exist, I feel like some people kind of need a reminder that, hey, they exist if you ever need to use them. And then lastly, I want to focus on just better community outreach and feedback. And one way I intend to do this is do a thing called feedback DMs, which basically we have Slack for a reason, but I want to promote more interpersonal DMs with our board and with our e-board and with our chair committee to, I guess, better, what's the word for it? Make a more interpersonal connection and a more direct impact within our community. Make you feel, if you really want to be a lot more helpful and impactful, I feel like this is a very great way of going about with it. And yeah, that's really about it.
Thanks so much, William. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move you into a breakout room. And so I just opened it up if you want to join. And we'll come up with our questions, and I'll close it. Okay, we're good. Cool. So let me stand up so I can actually see people. Anybody have any questions for William? Look at the slide. What's up? Sorry, what's up? Yeah. So I guess to phrase that, do you want to ask like what he specifically would prioritize above all those other things? Okay. Yeah. So I'll phrase it like that, I think. What'd you say? His top. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good question. So I don't know if that's a different question. Yeah, I'll just combine them. I'll mention both. Sounds good. Question number 2. What's up? Gotcha. Good question. Cool. Third question. So how would they be different than they are now? Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, can you just close the rooms for me? Interesting. Wait, is he here? What just happened? William, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry, we kind of had some issues. So we have your questions. The first one was, you have a lot that you want to do and you have a lot of ambitions, which is awesome. What do you think would be your top priority or maybe top 2 priorities out of the things you mentioned? And also, what do you think your timeline is for those items?
I'll answer the first one first. In terms of my top priority at the moment, I would say just because they seem like they would be the most immediate going into the spring semester, probably first is more effective recruitment of new members for the spring, just because I feel like at the start of a semester is usually when that's most pertinent, like just logically speaking. But my second one would probably be more probably for the spring, a bit more of the academic planning and just slightly over the well, actually, no, probably more the workshops, because I do feel like building up our skills is probably the most important thing for us in the long run in terms of, I guess, long-term impact and long-term, I guess, overall improvement in the tech industry. And in terms of a timeline, probably recruitment and workshops over the first 2 months or so, around the time we start picking up classes, probably more the academic planning events. And I mean, feedback DMs and such were, I would say, would kind of be going across that entire time period. I see no reason why we wouldn't be able to do it whenever.
Sounds good. So question number 2 was about feedback DMs, actually. So could you elaborate, I guess, a little bit on what those would look like? So would they be like DMing eBoard or chair members, or like a Google form, or what your specific idea was for that?
It was just going to be something very simple. I wasn't like, although we could use Google Forms or something like that for feedback, which is a very formal form of feedback. I was thinking just something super informal, just like more like just normal DMs between people. I don't want this to feel more like a structured, rigid sort of feedback. I want this to feel more like an interpersonal, like more immediate, informal sort of feedback. And but I do want like response time to be a bit more, I guess, to be a bit more formalish, if that's any consideration, not something super casual like, hey, I send you a DM, you don't send me a response for a good day, or maybe you forget, whatever.
And then the last question was, as far as the implementation of ACE office hours, how would that be different than how it is now in terms of like reminders for it, like through Slack or anything else?
I mean, I wasn't looking to change ACE office hours. Like, I want to say this, the eBoard for this year has done an incredible job especially given all the situations and circumstances that have happened, like I tell you right now, I could not do something like that. But my only intention with the office hours in terms of implementing it was more like just a general announcement, to remind you that, hey, office hours exist. Because sometimes I feel that, especially as you go later in the year, you might know in the back of your mind at the start of the year that office hours exist, but you don't really need them. But as the year progresses or the semester progresses, you kind of need it, and you're not really thinking about office hours so much. And that's where the announcement would come in.
Cool. Makes sense. Awesome. Thanks so much, William. If we can give him a quick hand. Everyone's clapping if you can't hear.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can move on to the next slide. Secretary, you can click it again. As we mentioned, nobody's running for secretary right now. So did anybody go up and want to run? Not yet, right? That's fine. So the way this will work, if everyone's too scared to run, by the way, is that 4 out of the 5 e-board positions will end up getting filled, and then the new e-board will have to most likely conduct interviews to find the last person, which is unfortunate. So it is what it is. So you can go to the next one too. That's me also repeating. If you want to run, you can just raise your hand. It's cool. Or you can follow up after with the new e-board. So yeah, you can keep moving. For treasurer, it's the same situation. If you're interested in either of those 2 positions, go up to me or anybody up there and we'll figure it out. All right, project manager.
Okay. How's everyone doing today? Good. So, I am interested in this position. I've been I think the official word or the official term is development chair, project development chair. So I was under project manager and I got a good idea of how to do things. As your new project manager, if I'm voted, would be to really practice and implement the agile project management principles, which are basically the most effective ways of conducting development, like in action. I want to develop lasting products. So the projects that we do aren't just going to be like a weekend thing where we make something and it ends up on GitHub for no one to find. I want to make things that actually, go places, but obviously that are attainable. I want to make, building on what Nick said, or whoever's elected as vice president, would be to have a recurring workshop program. So whether it's hosted by the members or the e-board, I want to have something where maybe every month or every 2 weeks, we have a workshop where people can continue to show up to and have something where when one plan is over, there's another plan on the schedule. So I would be working with the other e-board members on that. One of my big commitments to everyone here is that if you show dedication on a project, I have big promotions ready in the back pocket. And then I really want to participate in as many hackathons and just test out as many ideas as I can. So in short, my plan is to do dope things. Next slide. So right now, my team and I are working on a new website. This is some in action. You might see some members throughout the room here who are on the screen. I did not get a consent form for that, so don't sue me. But we're gonna have that launched pretty soon. I'm hoping that it's launched before Thanksgiving. That's the plan. That's when we have the deadline set. But as with most projects that you don't get graded on, they can run over a little bit. We're making good progress though. So once we have that done, like I said, I always want to have something on the schedule. So we're already looking into spring. And right now we're currently looking at having, making a computer vision machine to, see things and understand what they are. But that's not decided yet in stone. So if any of you have great ideas and you want to test them out, let me know. Thank you.
Thanks. So now we kick you out. Yeah. So we'll come up with questions for Charles. Anybody got a first question? You can raise your hand now. It's safe. What's up? That's a great question. Yeah. Way back in the day, there was an ACE times Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers hackathon. It was fun. Anyways, what's up? So elaborate on promos, like if it was for super active members or something, or like another kind of element. Sounds good. Good question. Idea number 3. What's up? Gotcha. Cool. Sounds good. So can the can you go ahead and get him real quick? Thanks. Yeah, honestly, bro. You want an extra shirt? Like oh, here we go. We got the the tracking. So the first question was for the you mentioned it was a big commitment to do hackathons. So was that more of like a personal commitment, or are you interested in trying to make like an ACE hackathon, or can you just elaborate more on the hackathon idea?
Yeah, so kind of building off of the questions you guys asked, shoot, I forgot his name. The second vice president, William. I don't want to put too many things on my plate. So I'm not committing to making an ACE hackathon. But that being said, I'm open to the idea of working with people who are interested in that. So if you are interested in committing to something like that, I can work with you, but I don't want to put that on my plate and have to manage all of that. So.
Right. So the second question was about the promos you mentioned. So could you elaborate more, I guess, on what you were thinking? Like if it was promos for super active members or active members in the projects, or I guess what your ideas for the promos were?
Yeah. So, right now I'm working on this project with the website, and I think we've got like 10 members on the team, and there's a lot of work to get done. So part of the promo is just, with more responsive, with more, shoot, I completely forgot that phrase, but basically, you get to work with more people and you get to like claim that you do that. So what I basically, the word promo, it's basically a resume builder. So, with these chair interviews coming up, if you guys show dedication, if you show that you're interested in, in working on these projects, then you can become a chair. While we're working on the projects, if, you're going above and beyond, really just contributing your ideas, contributing your work, your time, then, all of those things can basically move you up the ladder of the club without being elected earned. So I had something else to say about it.
No worries. And so the last question was, how do you plan to teach members about agile project management and integrate that with what you're doing?
So my primary way of operating was by basically learning it myself and then implementing it and leading by example. So my plan was I have this agile book now. I'm reading through that. I'm trying to implement it with the current project we're working on. I'm not the best, but I'm trying to get better, 1% better every day. And, just by working in an environment like that, I don't need to give you paperwork and be like, all right, memorize this. You'll basically just learn it through influence. So that's my method. That's how I learn the best. And that's how I think most people would learn the best, is just learning by doing. So that's my way.
Awesome. Yeah, let's give him a hand. Cool. Oh yeah. And if you want to hit him up, it's @C on Slack. Right. So this is the link to the current form. Like I said, it closes tomorrow at 7:30. Yeah, you can go ahead and scan it. We'll send it in Slack afterwards as well. I think I mentioned this, but we'll check your name just to see, if you've gone to a meeting before this. So just so you're aware. A couple things I want to mention before we get out of here. So first thing is, as a retiring eBoard member, and I obviously like a bunch of our eBoard members are here, it's been really cool to hold events and keep the ACE community alive over the past year. I don't have a big speech that I want to say because I'm going to be around a lot and still doing workshops and stuff for the next year. I'm not graduating soon. So, but I think if anybody else wants to mention anything, feel free.
Hey guys, I didn't really plan a speech. I just kind of walked up because he looked at me. But yeah, all of us eBoard members are super happy to see so many people out here, especially this late in the semester. I know it's definitely hard to go to club meetings and stuff. The dedication you guys show, trust me, it's going to pay off. I think all of us at some point came to ACE meetings all the time, and we're in your guys' position, and now we're here. A lot of us have full-time jobs secured and such. I know myself, I'm a senior. I will be around for all of next semester, but yeah, it's a send-off. So just wanted to say thank you guys for coming, and I'm really happy to see the great turnout. I know there's people on Zoom too. So yeah, anybody else want to say anything? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Also, Bobby, our treasurer, is in an exam, so I'm sure he's in the same exact boat as me. So I'm sure he's feeling the same way. True.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks again for everything, everybody. Yeah. So we mentioned share applications a bunch. I don't have a slide on it here, but those will come out soon. We've mentioned it at previous meetings, but basically there'll be around 10 chairs. It could change slightly depending on what the new eBoard wants to do. But the process is you sign up through a Google form, you write some short answers to some questions, and then we'll do a quick Zoom interview or in-person interview if you prefer. And from there, the new eBoard will select if you want to be a chair. And yeah, it's a pretty smooth process. It's like nothing to really stress about. So I'd highly recommend applying if you want to get more involved in ACE. I know for me and for other people, becoming a chair was like extremely impactful. Not only do you make connections like at UF, back in the day, I was the professional development chair, and it allowed me to make connections with a lot of different companies, and it really opened like a lot of doors for me. And I know it's done a lot for others. So, definitely consider it if you're interested. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, just to tack off what he said about being a chair, there's like tons of chair positions available. So even if you don't feel like you might be like specialized in one of them, if you're interested in some of them, you should definitely apply. Along with what he said with like meeting companies and opening lots of doors, just being able to talk to the rest of the chairs and the eBoard, like these are pretty experienced people, right? Because they're in these positions. So just by being around them, you're going to be enhancing your resume. You're going to be enhancing your like knowledge, because you'll be showing up to lots of events. You'll be like almost like committed. You have to be committed because you're a chair. So it's definitely like worth it, especially if you're an underclassman who's interested. That's like the best time to get in. Upperclassmen are also welcome. I'm just saying that's like the best for you guys.
Facts. Yeah, we have everybody from freshmen to seniors for sure. So it's open to everybody. Cool. You can go to the next slide. Right. So if this is your first meeting, which I know for a fact it's many people's first meeting because they grab t-shirts. If it is, definitely join the Slack. That's where we're most active. We send all of our announcements through there. All of our resources are there. But I'd highly recommend following us on Instagram. That's active again, and it's awesome. There were some posts today even about the mentorship challenge and things like that. So definitely do that. And if you need more reminders, go through Facebook or text message, and we got you. Cool. So that's about it. I think, I don't know if we have any pizza left. Some people like at our first GBM, like took entire boxes with them home. Please don't do that. So yeah, but if you want like a slice before you leave, feel free. Other than that, we're adjourned. It's great seeing everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.